What is advertising? Advertising is making a customer aware of a product, convincing the audience that the product is right for them. They create desire, drawing customers, and announce new products. Ways of persuasion. There are different ways of persuasion that advertisers use to manipulate the audience. There's Maslow's hierarchy of personal needs. That ranges from basic necessities for living up to being the person we only dreamed of being. Advertisers play on categories leading up to the dream to make the audience believe this dream is obtainable. These categories being safety and security, love and belonging, and self-esteem. Advertisers also play on our fears and weaknesses. The Aviva Life Insurance is an advert that uses agreement with values to achieve its goals. It achieves this through how relatable it is. The mise-en-scène is that of a very typical house, very soft peach colours and lots of wood around, making it relatable. But then when it is revealed that the father's passed away, the mid-shot of the family hugging with the missing spot of the dad shows how tragedy can come to any normal family, and that it is a must to prepare for the worst. It also uses maternal/paternal love. Close-ups are used on the children to show attention to them.
Can't find this.
Target audience of
Can't
parents
find that.
Insurance is for protection.
Still, couldn't do without a family holiday now and again.
Security
All taken care of though.
It plays on the audience's fear of wanting to
And
be secure.
Katie will get help with uni.
And it shows by the fact that this family going on holiday.
And Nick's swimming lessons.
Their facial expressions show warmth and love to one another.
It won't be the same without Dad.
They're still a secure family until the reward comes in.
We all miss him.
It's all been created through this insurance. They're still as
Help
strong as
secure
they are
your
to
family's
the
future
support
with life insurance from
that
Aviva.
gives them. The J'adore Dior advert uses a very different angle, focusing mainly on envy and emulation. This advert plays heavily on the audience's envy, using close-ups on the women to highlight their beauty. A lot of gold colours highlighting how glamorous the product is, and how you will be just as beautiful and glamorous if you use this product. It also uses group identity. It creates this sort of group of femininely beautiful women, all very close to the proximity, and they all hold and kiss each other, cheek. They tap around the top of J'adore, and how the audience can become part of this video club. The first choice advert uses Maslow's hierarchy and repetition. This advert plays heavily on Maslow's hierarchy through slow-motion tracking shots of a very average, normal, relatable middle-aged man, and the way he's praised like a hero by everyone he comes across, all because he booked this holiday. Message is being hammered through that this holiday makes you the relatable hero. The film also plays on this with a repetition of good feeling, and how booking a holiday with them will give you a good feeling, as also is shown through the hierarchy. The styles and forms of advertising. There are many different forms, including realist. A realist narrative is a standard real-life scenarios and settings that could really happen. It is relatable to the audience as it's to put themselves in the situation and the surroundings. The cigar advert is a good example of this. It uses just a single static mid-shot inside a photo booth, instantly recognisable, and the scenarios that are one many people have experienced themselves. They're relatable and they're real. Anti-realist. An anti-realist narrative is the exact opposite of realist, with the scenarios and settings that could not happen in real life. They can often have elements of almost absurdism or surrealism. This often makes them easily remembered, and can also have the advert viral, as did happen with the Old Spice adverts. These are a great example of an anti-
With the man, your man could smell it. What's in your hand? Back at me. I have it. It's an oyster with 2 tickets to that thing you love. Look again. The tickets are now diamond. Anything is possible when your man smells like Old Spice and not a lady. I'm on a horse.
Talking heads. A talking head advert is when an individual or group are simply filmed being interviewed, or just talking to a camera. The convention with these adverts is that the individual gives their opinions on the product/company in question, usually with positive things to say, a very positive feel and facial language. Parodic and surrealist. Parodic adverts can be very diverse in style, as they mimic other forms of adverts, or are any forms of media. They usually focus on the negative side of the product, one advert, while simultaneously promoting their own. An example being the Samsung advert, mocking Apple's geniuses. The style of the advert vary based on what they're mimicking, so it can range from anti-realist to realist, talking heads to surrealist. Surrealist, though, goes hand in hand with anti-realist. It explores the unexplainable to create a unique advert. These adverts can often be confusing and nonsensical, but are also remembered because of documentary. A documentary-style advert is exactly how it sounds, an advert that is a documentary. They tend to be very factual, representing reality, so they will be rarely in an anti-realist format. Produced in natural settings, they can usually be in a home video type style, but rarely a static camera. Often a narrator to supply information, music often reflects the mood of the advert. Brand identity is all about creating an instantly recognizable brand, be it from look, feel, or overall style. This can be achieved through a name, logo, and colour scheme. It gives the face of company an identity, something that can be recognized and trusted by a consumer. Companies that have got this down perfectly are such as Cadbury's or Apple. Take, for example, the Cadbury's eyebrows advert. As soon as it starts, girl with a purple dress and general purple colour scheme, it's Cadbury's colours. And then the advert itself, it's surreal, almost contemporary comedy, something people will enjoy, making them happy, and they'll go tell their friends and family, and then they end up liking this as well. And then the ending line, a glass and a half full of joy. This is a product that will make you joyous. It will make you happy. It will make you The USP, or unique selling point. The USP is the one thing that the product will do for the consumer that no other product will do for them. This message will be included and hammered across to the audience within the advert. This is almost universally used to convince an audience that their product is worth buying. The Finger of Fudge advert has this in fact. The Finger of Fudge advert has this. The line, "Oh, for goodness, only Bob has this. So this product is a must, as the flavour will not be found anywhere else." The other is how this is just enough for a kid. This is the perfect silly meal snack, as it's fulfilling for the kid, but whilst not fill them up so they can still eat a full meal, it's sold as the perfect product. Regulations. The ASA are the Advertising Standards Authority. They aim to make sure all advertising in whatever media is legal, decent, honest and truthful. There are many different codes in which to judge adverts by to see if they can be deemed as legal. Included amongst the categories is harm and offence, which, as the name would suggest, prohibits adverts from containing material that could cause physical, mental, moral, or even social harm to persons under the age of 18. It also stops advertisements that may cause widespread offence, will not be seen as generally moral. Virgin Media's Big Kahuna advert was banned for containing football footage owned by Sky Sports, also for misleading claims on the inclusion of line rental. After receiving several complaints from multiple sources, as the ASA intervened to have this advert removed on the grounds of misleading advertising. Regulations such as these are important due to how influential an advert can be for individuals. To ensure the adverts aren't morally trying to scam an individual out of their money, and to stop the public from taking offence to what they are watching.